Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here. We are looking ahead to for the 23rd of October. Hope you guys all enjoyed opening night last night. We have one competitive game and then one blowout. And DFS wise, like I said, if you guys had the Knicks, which most people did, because probably didn't do the greatest. So yeah, I mean, I think came up just short. I cashed in a couple. I did post on Twitter one of my other ones. It was just kind of a weird night. Like I said, all the Knicks didn't really do anything, and yeah, I mean, obviously that Laker game was good. If you had AD and Tatum, you were in a good spot. So, but anyway, besides that, hope you guys all had a pretty good night last night. If you guys do want to come join us today, we do have a day pass going on: $6 for one lineup or $10 for two. If you do get the two, it'd be one cash and one GPP lineup, and this will be sent to you about 10 to 15 minutes before main slate lock, so we can give you the best lineups that we can. So. Yeah, if you guys want to do that, check us out on Twitter, Chris Anthony NBA1. If not, I will put that in the comment section for you guys. Like I said, just don't have it here on my computer at the moment. But that's the best spot to keep update on everything and ask us questions as well. So, without that, okay, with that being said, there we go. Hey, got to get back into it. With that being said, let's get into it. As you see, we have a ton of games tonight. A lot of the other teams are opening tonight. We only have one game at 4 o'clock, so then we have a little bit of time to maybe, adjust the lineup if needed. But yeah, let's get into it. So Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons. We have 235.5 and Pacers by 5.5 here. So this should be a good game. Obviously, the only thing we're really worried about here is this game getting out of hand because we know how Indiana can play sometimes, and we also know that sometimes Detroit can get behind the ball. This is going to be a better spot for Detroit here if they can keep up with it because it is a pace-up game for them, and that's going to help them out. As we know, they play good, but not as fast as Indiana. That's why we got a 235. So, um, yeah, so let's get into it. I think the biggest thing is favoring the Indiana side. You can definitely plug in a couple of Detroit guys. I think in some GPPs because, like I said, in hybrids for sure. I think Kate Cunningham will be popular in cash games, but guys like Jaden Ivy had a really good preseason. We know how he is. He's all right, at times. He didn't really shoot a ton, but he was very accurate with that. But with Ivy, we just got to remember he's not always going to be like that. Like I said, if he is, heck yeah. But sometimes he goes like 3 for 15. So that's kind of like I said, a little bit more of a GPP play. TJ McConnell, always like him just because he can either get you 15 and screw you, or go get you to 30, 35 at like 3% ownership. Tyrese Halliburton, obviously cash game there. I got Andrew Newbard, maybe some Benedict Mathurin off the bench at 4,900. He does like to come off firing. We do have Tim Hardaway starting there for Detroit. Maybe you can look at him. But yeah, Tim Hardaway and Malik Beasley, both those guys, if their shot's not on, you're not doing the greatest. Tobias Harris is all right at 6'7". I always have really bad times with him, so I hate picking the dude. Siakam at 7'7", I think is a very good, solid option right there. And then I don't mind Jalen Duren and Miles Turner. Duren does get in foul trouble, but actually both of them do. But both of them are really good on the defense as well. So honestly, quite a bit to like there. I really do like that game. We're gonna go a little quicker though because we have a ton of games to look at. But the games that I'm really interested into, like I said, we'll look into, and that was one of the games. So, going to be more on the popular side there, I think, with the ownership, especially with it being the first game, and we'll have good read on the ownership as well, since it's the first game. Let's jump over to Brooklyn and the Hawks. We have 222.5 and Atlanta by 6.5. So I really don't have a ton of interest in this. If I do pick anybody, it's going to be Jalen Johnson. This dude always just is very solid for me, and I like him. You can take a shot of on Ben Simmons if you want. That dude's all over the place. Claxton's solid. Like I said, this is more of a GPP for me if that's the way that you want to go. Um, Sorry about that, guys. Had to do something real quick, but yeah, definitely more of a GPP game. I do not mind Bogdanovich at 6,100. We know this guy can definitely shoot. Same as Cam Thomas, but Bogdanovich can get you a solid 27 to 30 on the average, and he can obviously pop off a little more if he needs. So I think Bogdanovich is the main guy to looking at. Cam Thomas, if you want to spin up. Jalen Johnson, I like him as always. So a couple of those guys, like I said, I don't mind that game in some GPPs, but like I said, it's only 222.5. So Speaking of a really slow game, we got the Magic and the Heat, 208. That's it, and a 1.5 spread. So slower game. These guys always play, a lot slower, but they do play some pretty good games though. Um, yeah, so I mean, they're all priced pretty good. Bam Adebayo, Jimmy, and Tyler. Tyler, as we know how he was last year. I don't mind a little bit of Bam here at 8,200. I think he has a little bit of ownership to him. Paulo Banchero at 88. It's a little expensive for how slow this game is. So once again, I don't see a ton in this game. More GPPs in this one, but if I had to pick anyone, I would definitely pick Bam Adebayo in this one. Moving on, we have Milwaukee and Philadelphia. We have a 224 in Milwaukee by 3.5 in this one. Um, so as we do know, let's go look at the projected starting lineup real quick. Joel Embiid and Paul George are out, so the projected lineup here is Maxi Gordon, Kelly Oubre, Caleb Barton, and Andre Drummond. So I think the main dude right away has got to be Andre Drummond. When this guy gets minutes, he could pop off. He's 8,000, so FanDuel knows he's probably potentially going to do something. Maybe Drummond gets in foul trouble. I don't know. You can always shoot. Where's he at? Is he not there? Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Sally. I'm not sure if he's probably going to be coming off the bench, but I don't mind him. We saw him in the preseason. Not the highest usage rate, but he definitely does pretty good on the back end with the rebounds and stuff like that. So definitely don't mind him at 3,900. Even if he plays 15 minutes, he can still probably hit you some value. I do expect him to have a little bit of ownership though. And then we got Kelly Oubre at 6'4". This guy's always all over the place for me. He can either shoot good or not shoot good. Milwaukee, not the they're an all right defense, so you can maybe look at it. I'm just scared that game's going to get blown out a little bit. So, Sally's probably the main dude to be looking at, and Drummond as well. Moving on, Cleveland and Toronto, we have a 225.5 in Cleveland by 6.5. Should be good, another good game. I don't mind Scotty Barnes here. Donovan Mitchell's an okay option. But yeah, I do like Scotty though. 8,900. They just don't have a lot of dudes, so I think they're going to need him. And then Mobley and Allen, they're relatively cheap. I don't mind looking at one of those guys. Um, Besides that, I don't really have a ton. So Scotty Barnes, I'm looking at. Maybe Mitchell and a couple one-offs quickly, maybe. But overall, And like I said, you got Mobley there and Allen for okay options. Charlotte and Houston, we have a 229 in Houston by 8, so this should be a pretty good fast-paced game. Hopefully, Charlotte can keep up with them a little bit. That would be nice. Um, Let me go see. Is Josh Green playing? Like I did not see anything about him. Iffy Wednesday versus Houston. Okay. So even if he does play, he might be a little bit limited. So, let's see. So yeah, right away you got Trey Young, and why did it say that? I'm so sorry. There we go. Charlotte and Houston. All right. Yeah, like I said, you got Lamelo Ball at 9.7. I think he's a good option. Fred VanVleet at 8,000. I do like him a little more. Ball's on the expensive side. He could definitely pop off, but I think he's going to be under quite a bit of pressure here. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm seeing things. Like I said, Fred VanVleet as well, as I just mentioned. Eamon Thompson's all right. Trey Mann at 4,900 could be a half decent guy to get you 2025 off the bench in low ownership. Brandon Miller, he can either go off or he's not going to go off. For you, Tyrese Eason at 5,000, not too bad of a pick off the bench. And like I said, if Josh Green is out, I don't know, Cody Martin maybe. I don't know how to pronounce him, so I'm not even going to try it. But he had a pretty good preseason. Let me go check him out for you guys real quick. I'll definitely have to learn his name. It's been a little bit. Okay. Said I don't know if he's going to get enough run here in the first game. They probably will give that to Cody Martin, but they did push him pretty good in the preseason, and he shot pretty dang well. Half decent usage rate. I mean, even if they gave him 18 minutes, that would be nice. But I just don't think they're going to do it in this one. They should, but I don't think they will. And then you got Alfred Sengun, all these kind of type of dudes. Like I said, these guys are all going to be popular, all good plays. But Jamari Smith can have a GPP, Miles Bridges GPP. But yeah, expect Houston definitely to be more popular. But like I said, it's an 8 spread, so a slight blowout potential. Chicago and New Orleans Pelicans, we have a 226 and a 5.5. So another good game. I'm expecting probably Lonzo Ball, if he does start, to play about 20 to 23 minutes is what I'm thinking. Since he played 15, I think, right, in his last preseason game. So you can maybe put him in there in a flyer. I don't think he's going to do a ton for you. Like I said, um, okay, the opener 14 to 16. Okay, so never mind. I thought he's going to play a little bit more than that. So, in the meantime, Josh Giddey's still in a very, very good spot here at 6'3". I liked him in the preseason. McCollum's really solid at 7,100. Zach LaVine's usage rate should definitely be massive. Same thing with Kobe White. I think he's another good play. Usage rate's definitely going to go up without DeMar DeRozan, and he's just been pretty solid. Even in the preseason, he did pretty good. So, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, both those guys are guys to be looking at. Brandon Ingram, GPP play for me. Herbert Jones could be a good guy on the defense, get you a couple steals. We know how he is. And then you got Zion. I don't mind Vuk. I think there's other cheaper options, but his usage rate's going to go up as well. But he's still probably going to get you about 37 to 40 in this one. Um, as you see in the preseason, he didn't do too bad. But this is normal Vuk though, so I don't mind him though. I don't mind looking at him at all. If you're looking for that upper range area, we have Utah and Memphis. We have 228.5. All right, check it out. Sorry, guys, it's taking a little bit here. Yeah, so Memphis and Utah. I don't mind this game, Utah. Like, I don't know. I always have good success with Utah. So you got John Moran at 9-4. You can look at him. Sexton could be an all right option. I don't mind Clarkson off the bench. Keontae George, not as big of a fan, but I think Clarkson just get you about 28 to 30 in this one. We'll have to see Desmond Bain. They got John Morant back, so his usage rate is going to go down a little bit. Um, Marketing's okay, maybe, more of a cash gameplay for me. Collins, kind of the same thing. I'll have to see what they do. If they have Collins off the bench, he can be an all right option. Walker Kessler's usually the starter there. Then also another guy, I don't know how many minutes he's going to get, but Taylor Hendricks, he didn't look too bad in the preseason. Taylor Hendricks is more of a defensive player. He can get you a couple points, but overall, he's more of a defensive guy. But I don't mind him at 4,800. And like I said, Memphis, I don't have a ton. Maybe Bain in a couple, but I just don't like him too much. But it's a 228 though, so maybe we'll look at it a little bit later today. Phoenix and the Clippers, 225.5, and Phoenix by 5. All right. So we got no Paul George. Interesting, huh? Got shipped off. So it didn't get shipped off, but he left. Then we got Myers Leonard's that correct? Not Myers Leonard. Jeez. Kawhi Leonard. Okay. I don't know how the starting lineup's going to be for the Clippers. I mean, on paper, Harden should go off, but Harden's not like he used to be with the Rockets. Um, is he worth a shot? Sure, 100%. I just don't know if he's going to get that much. I think it blows out before he gets anything. I don't know. And James Harden hasn't really been that aggressive recently. Maybe me talking all this will make him aggressive. Who knows? But yeah, I really am intrigued to see what the Clippers do. I didn't really pay attention to him in the preseason, so I'll have to look into it. Um, let's check it out here. See. Yeah, man, they just don't really have anybody that I can really trust on this team. I mean, they all got guys that can go off at any second, but also they just sometimes suck. So I'll have to look in the Clippers. I don't really have a lot of info on them. I guess looking at James Harden, but right now I don't really care for any of them. Maybe Terrence Mann. Over there on that Phoenix side, I mean Kevin Durant, Booker, those guys are all solid plays. But if it could be a blowout, like I said. It's only 4.5, but I honestly think that should be at least a 6 or 7. I do think Phoenix should handle them here, so I'm a little iffy with that game just because of the blowout. Golden State Warriors and the Portland Trailblazers. Here we go. We got the Golden State opening up in Portland. Well, shoot, I guess I should have went to that game. I'm only like 3 hours from it, so here in Oregon. All right, so yeah, should be a good one. We got Curry at only 8,400. I'm not a really big fan of Portland's defense. I went and watched them a couple times last year. They have mostly the same dudes, a lot of young dudes. So I think Curry should have a really good game here. Alfred Simon, Scoot Henderson, both those guys look pretty good as well. But Curry at 84 is a really solid option. I'm intrigued to see who starts here. If Brandon starts, he's not the highest usage rate guy. Does shoot some threes though. He could get you 23, 24. I don't mind GPP Buddy Hield off the bench. This guy, he's a veteran. He knows how to play. Like I said, 4,500. If he gets you 20, 23 points, that's kind of what you're looking for. And he has that upside to go get you 30. So, uh, don't mind somebody healing some GPPs. Jonathan Kamega, I think another guy that should be good. We got Denny Avila. I think in this game in particular, I'm not really the biggest fan of him. Just because I think Portland doesn't have enough. They got a couple playmakers. I don't know. I'm not feeling Denny here. I think he'll still have a good game at 30, 32, but I don't think this is the game that I really want to target him for something massive. Um, because like I said, Denny, he's a usage guy, and he does have Grant. He also has Scoot Henderson. He has Simons. These guys that do have a lot of a really high usage rate too. So Denny, I will have to see how the first couple of days go. Hopefully, he doesn't burn me in the butt. Andrew Wiggins at 5'6" could be an okay option. He's either on or he sucks really hard. So there's that for you. Same thing here. Draymond, what's his usage going to be like? Is it going to be anything more with Klay Thompson being out? Wiggins, his should go up though, so I don't mind that. But Draymond, I think he's just going to be normal Draymond. Well, I guess his usage rate was a little higher here in the preseason, so maybe look at him. I don't know. Um, and then in the center position, we got Aiton, and I'm not really could look at him. I guess at 7,000. He just getting foul trouble massively, but when he's on, he can shoot as we can see. But it's not the greatest matchup against Golden State. But at 7,000, I could see him in a flyer lineup. All right, guys, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought, but we had a ton of games to really look at, and I butchered some stuff, so I got to get back into it. So, on the high end, if I had to pick any of these dudes, I guess James Harden in cash games. If I was looking more a little bit different, I obviously got Harden and Maxey in cash games. If I was looking different, I don't know what his minute restriction is, but maybe you could look at John Moran if he doesn't have any. I do like Tyrese Halliburton at 8-8. Kate Cunningham definitely worth a look. I would rather take Curry in cash games over Cunningham, but I would definitely take Halliburton. I just like him a lot. Curry can go off in a second. Fred VanVleet, not bad. Kobe White, like I said, 7,000 is a solid option. Scoot Henderson, GPP, Josh Giddey, kind of a hybrid play, in my opinion. Ivy, hybrid. Clarkson's an all-red option. McConnell, GPP. Trey Mann, GPP. That's kind of where I'm looking at in that area. Shooting guards, Mitchell, not bad. Jalen Green's all right. Zach LaVine, I'm very intrigued to see his usage rate, so I could take a shot with him. But if his shot's not on, you're kind of screwed. Kobe White, as we mentioned, Kelly Oubre's all right. Bogdanovich is one of my more favorable plays of the night. Um, Benedict Matherin's a GPP play. Eric Gordon's going to start, so another guy you can look at 46. And Buddy Hield there, as well as a deep GPP option only. Over here, like I said, don't mind some Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson. Markin is all right. Ingram's all right, but those guys cash games. Uh, Jonathan Kamega, another guy that should be more popular. I do like Andrew Wiggins at 5,600 is a solid option. Like I said, with the Philly guys, you can look at them; they're going to be popular. I don't really care for them, but they have so much usage now because of those two are out. So Caleb Barton's in play. Um, Nobody really down in there. Moving over to the power forward position. Um, Allen's an alright option. Kamega, as I mentioned before. Collins, I could see him as kind of a GPP play tonight. Um, and then the other guy that I mentioned, Yabusale at 3,900. He should be a little bit more popular. I don't know why they did that, but he should be a little bit more popular at only 3,900. So definitely got to give him a look. And then finally at the center position, Sengun at 8,600. That's not bad. Don't mind it. Drummond going to be popular at 8,000. Jalen Duran, I don't mind him. Jalen Duran, my bad. Body Portis, GPP play. Zach Edey, another guy, should be starting at the center position, could get you about 24, 25. I totally forgot to talk about him. Um, and I think that's mostly it. So, yeah, not going to make a lineup. Like I said, there's just so much still to look at. We still got 5 hours. So if you guys do want to get in on premium lineups, like I said, only $6 for the day, or $10 for two lineups for the day. I'm not doing any monthly membership or anything like that since I can't commit to that. So if you guys want to get in, like I said, check us out on our Twitter. That should be in the comment section below for you guys. And just like I said, message us, give us a follow as well, and we'll get you guys those lineups. And they usually post it about 10 to 15 minutes before the first game. So, all right. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching. A lot longer video than normal, but there's a ton of games today. So, like I said, good luck. Hopefully, you guys win some money. We'll see you guys a little bit later.